This is the Education Business Podcast for consultants and business owners providing services in schools. I'm Claire Riley, and I'll be sharing how to start, grow and scale your education business. So today's episode is about market saturation. Are there too many people trying to do the same thing in the education sector? Are there too many resource websites, or too many after-school clubs, or too many consultants? And some people do believe that this is true. A comment that I saw a little while ago is that the market is too saturated for anyone starting an education business. It's too late for them, and we shouldn't be encouraging anyone to step into it now. And I thought it was worth talking about because I don't share those beliefs, and I thought I'd share a little bit about why. Well, I say I don't share those beliefs. Let me backtrack. So I could share these beliefs if I wasn't secure. And I have had these beliefs from time to time. Like, oh, my word, it's too saturated. Oh, it's too hard. But where does that come from? Well, it comes from not being secure in your place in the market. It comes from worry that your business is not going to be able to achieve its goals. It comes from not really knowing where your business is headed. And there's nothing like a pandemic to knock you off course a bit and force you to reevaluate the trajectory that you're on. And that is what happened to me. And beliefs like this come from a place of fear. So as much as we'd like to rationalise and insist that they are backed up by fact, what we actually do is we back up our beliefs with facts that we find to prove to ourselves and everyone else, of course, that we are clever and we are right. But it comes down to belief. And I've said the word belief a lot in this episode already. And that's because the word belief is super important when it comes to your view on market saturation and whether you have a place in the market. So if you believe the market is too saturated, it is. And if you believe that it isn't, then it isn't. So you can believe that there's a place for your product or service and that you can make it different enough, or you can believe that it's impossible to be unique now. You can believe that you can give teachers what they want and need, or you can believe that you can't. It's really that simple. You could be faced with a sea of competitors who have more money, experience, and influence than you, but still be able to make an impact if you believe you can. And I know this because I've done it. Now, maybe you're feeling negatively right now about your ability to start or grow your business. Maybe you feel like the market is too saturated and you don't know when or if you're ever going to get your break. And this is why the right support around you is essential for growing your business. So if this is you, I just want to offer a bit of advice really. So if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed or what feels like wading through treacle, the first thing you need to do is address that negativity. It's the negativity that's the problem here when it comes to the belief. You need to believe that you have what it takes to bring to education what you believe education needs. You need to believe that there's a market for what you have to offer, even if there are competitors on the market. You need to believe that you can serve, even if it doesn't end up being quite in the way you first thought you would. And that happened to me. None of the early resources that I made for Classroom Secrets are the ones that get downloaded. I listened to customers once I'd begun and I built from there. And it's those resources that I kind of built with the customer that are downloaded. And obviously, I get that it's really easy for me to say, just believe. Just believe. That's all you need to do. Just believe. But in reality, like, this is one of the hardest things ever. It is not an easy thing to do at all. It means showing up every day and working on your mindset. It means being brave when the world seems as though it's becoming more and more uncertain. It means getting creative and thinking differently to solve problems in new ways that maybe your competitors are not. It means leading rather than following, even if you're not huge. just because a company's big doesn't mean to say they should lead. You could lead off in your own direction. It means leading rather than following. It means, if you were a teacher before, breaking those teacher habits from the past where you just were in a perpetual cycle of, oh gosh, the negative self-talk, and changing that so that you can be positive and moving forward and growing your business. Like, I know that this episode is probably a bit woo for some people. Like, what, Claire, you're telling me to just believe? But honestly, the greatest thing that you can do for your business is to believe that it can be more, that it can serve more, that it can do more, that it can impact more. Because if you can't hold that belief firmly in yourself that your business can be that because it's coming from you, who's going to buy into it? You might get a few people, but you're not going to get masses of people buy into it. And if you get to a point where you've got employees, how are the employees going to show up in it if you don't really believe that this business that you're building is super important for education, super important for the market, can stand its ground? Metrics, sales, projects, colleagues, systems, processes, they're all super important to grow your business. Obviously, I haven't grown my business without those things. I haven't just gone, oh, I'm just going to believe and grow my business without, the fundamentals. But you need to make belief the foundation. You need to make belief the foundation. And if you struggle with belief, then it's time to start uncovering what your beliefs are and believing more in yourself so that you can believe more in your business. So I hope that has served you today. I know it's a short one, but it's a really important one that often we forget. We think it's about doing things, but sometimes it's just about the mindset we show up with. Thank you for listening to the Education Business Podcast. To get more information to grow your business, sign up at educationbusinessclub.co.uk.